when the fire crews were going in and the rescue crews were going in, there were a lot of iron workers that were loaded onto trucks taking their gear in right into the heart of the battle that morning, you know, in working side by side with firefighters. And, you know, it is something that we're paying homage to this morning. Sergio, come on over and join me. John Kirby and ironworkers coming over and join me too. Awfully cold one here too. Now, if you're driving along Broadway near Fulton, you'll see your work. Now, obviously, this isn't a sculpture that you started just 6 months ago.
No, basically 10 years ago, when I came first time to America, I fell in love with a 1932 photograph. And,
show it right here, because we'll show the video of your work as it stands right now. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people are familiar with. The famous shot of the steel workers on the beam there at lunch break.
And basically, I decided to make a monument to all the people that they built New York City. And now definitely has a different meaning. To me, all iron workers, they were always heroes. But since September, somehow, they have a little bit a different meaning, because they were the first one on the side wrestling against all the metal I-beam. And without the iron workers, I don't think it was going to be easy to do.
John, come on in here if you would. Now, John, you know, we were watching the crews going in and you know, the determination on their face. And I mean, this is moments after all that occurred, and the iron workers were going right in with the firefighters. What's it like now, you know, coming back here, standing around Ground Zero? I know you guys have been around this, you know, for the last 6 months.
It's hard. You know, we're very proud of the accomplishments that we've done, you know, the iron workers, to work along with the firemen. But it's hard now because we're getting towards the end, and there's still a lot of families out there that haven't had a closure yet.
Well, you guys brought up a very interesting point about, you know, the iron workers today. You know, we're on the scene battling it, but you had to call in a lot of the retired iron workers to help out.
Well, the old-time iron workers did a lot of wrecking, you know, back in the 50s, 60s, and their expertise, they knew, and we knew that we needed our help, and our business agents got in contact with them immediately, and their expertise really helped out the young guys, including myself, and their experience really made the job go the way it is. You look at it now, 6 months later, we wouldn't be here without our old-time guys, and, you know, it makes us proud to be here.
Well, you guys talk about it. You know, you had to do a lot of wrecking. Now what do you want done? We're looking at the almost excavated area. What do you want to see replace it here?
We're going to rebuild. We're going to show the world. We're going to show our country. The iron workers are going to rebuild here. It's going to be a proud moment when we top out our last piece of steel. But something's definitely going to go up there. And we're going to show the rest of the world that, you know, we're going to stumble a little. We might have fallen asleep, but we're awake now, and we're going to stay awake.
All right, John, Sergio, thank you very much. We'll be back in about an hour and talk with you guys again. You know, the big moment coming up in about an hour.
Senator McClintock.
Oh, see, that's why the judge is here. And look at that. In just a couple of minutes, Steve's going to be outside taking a look at that beautiful sculpture. And look at that. 11 workers eating lunch.
Yeah, remember that picture? On the girder. Yeah, it's fantastic. Back from the 30s when they were building the skyscraper. Fox and Friends first continues in 90 seconds. That would fit my office. Outside, we've got with us Sergio Fernari. He is he's a guy who's a professional sculptor, and you've been busy, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy the past, since the first day I guess I came to America.
What was that first day?
It was pretty hard, especially in New York.
Well, no, when was it?
It was actually 91, okay. So it's been like 12 years ago.
Okay, very good. Now, there's a very famous Life magazine picture of a bunch of hard hat guys, actually pre-hard hat guys, where they were up on a girder building a skyscraper in New York, and you have based this sculpture on that as a tribute to 9/11. Tell me why.
Actually, the sculpture was started before 9/11. I started around 2000. And the first time I saw the photograph, it captured me the fact that I could feel their soul. And somehow I decided to make a monument about them. And it took me a few years, and then it happened in October 2001. The statue were finished.
Right. Now you're kicking off today a coast-to-coast tour of it, right? You're
Yeah.
gonna be driving it around. You've got a Dodge Ram pickup here that you cart these guys all over the country, right?
Yeah. Hopefully the truck is going to make it.
Well, I hope so. I
Let's
don't want to
hope
have to
so.
push it.
Yeah, and the whole idea is basically to go to big towns, small towns, and basically bring the American spirit, especially the New York City spirit, all over the States.
Because where you were on 9/11, you could actually see the towers burning on 9/11.
Yeah, I live in Queens, so somehow it was a terrible experience.
Well, it's a beautiful work, and he's going to be traveling across the country. If you have the opportunity to take a look at it, please do. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. Fox and Friends First continues in 90 seconds. Thanks, Sergio. That's terrific.
A sculpture that was on display at the World Trade Center site after the September 11th accident came to Washington today. The sculpture depicts 11 construction workers sitting on a steel beam. It's a life-size reproduction of a photo taken during the construction of New York's Rockefeller Center in the 1930s. The sculpture went on display at Ground Zero as a sign of solidarity.
I was down at the World Trade Center for all the rescue operation because most of the workers were basically construction workers, so somehow they could rely themselves doing.
Fernari says he brought the sculpture to the road so it could be seen by as many people as possible.